Guys here, recruits here today, so it's an awesome day for recruits to be here and show them the building and everything. It gets a little tight in the indoor, so we wanted to come outside. On the radar, I didn't like it was raining, but we're in a cloud, so it's raining the whole time. But I'm gonna tell you what, we take advantage of these kind of days with our guys. Sometimes you go in the indoor, but we're gonna have to play in some days like this, so it's always good to see the quarterbacks and running backs and receivers handle the football in the playing and this. And then you know what, there wasn't any complaining about our guys that came out here and got good 2 hours worth of work in.
So what would you say are the biggest things you're pleased with after a couple of weeks? What are the things you're saying, boy, we got some work to do there?
Well, I think, our guys are flying around. I think particularly on the defensive side of the football, those guys everybody's flying around. We got a lot of players that can play, at all positions. And so I'm really, really pleased with that right there. We got to get more consistently on offense, throwing the football, throwing and catching, but that's every year. And I think anytime, especially in the springtime, you're young, you're starting out, and everybody's trying to get timing and all that. But that's something that we'll always continue to work on. But throwing and catching the football is something that we definitely got to get better.
What would be your assessment of the offensive line at this point? The left side's pretty solid. Your right side's been in flux. You've had some guys with the flu, yada, yada, yada. How are you feeling about blocking right now?
Well, you mentioned that we don't have the consistency that we need to have right now. You see some signs of some really good stuff, and so that's going to be a work in progress throughout the remainder of the spring, and then this off season, this summer. If we can get all our guys healthy and not sick, I think we get more consistent play out of those guys, it'll be a lot better. But right now, we're not where we need to be, but I think we are showing promise there to be a very solid offensive line.
Understandable that you've got some now depth concerns at running back with Daytrick out. DeAndre Hicks obviously brings some offensive skill set from his high school career. When you've got to make a decision like that, and you've got a guy you got to bring in, and he's starting from ground zero. What are the things you try to spoon feed to him so that he can kind of get a feel for what he needs to do?
Yeah, that's really tough. We put him in a tough predicament to have to come over right in the middle of spring and try to play some running back. But he's natural with the ball in his hand, so that's not the issue. The issue is just getting the plays, the terminology, understanding what we're trying to do, and those things will come over a period of time. We're patient with him, but he does bring some speed to the running back room. He's very shifty. He's also really good out of the backfield catching the football. Things that are not going to come natural is protection issues, those type of things that he's got to get better at. But we're going to be patient with him, and he is showing some promise though, and so I think it could be a good move for him.
Zach Thomas looks like he's kind of separated himself from the competition. I know the competition will continue, but he seems to have really taken some real significant steps forward. What are the biggest things you think he's progressed on over the last season or so?
Yeah, I think it slowed down for him. I really think the last month of the season, mentally, the game slowed down. He understands what we're trying to do offensively. He understands our scheme and who we're trying to get the ball to. And I tell you what's really has been impressive to me in the spring is his accuracy. He's always had a strong arm and athleticism, and he's really throwing the ball where it needs to be, picking the spots, right shoulder, left shoulder. He's doing some great things in that, and he really hadn't made any mental errors. And so that's the thing that he's picked up and done a great job with, and he's really taking command of this offense. And when he's in there, it shows. We're getting first downs and touchdowns. So he's done a great job for us.
Good deal. Thanks, Scott.
All right, thanks.